Oh, well, it just went up with the wrong title. Just give me a minute to organize this thing. I think that Linda's traveling.
Oh, okay. Does she travel on business or
I
is it?
don't know. Yeah. Oh, it's not letting me do anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's Susan. Okay, there's more people. Oh, and there's the squeak. The squeaky deek is in the room. All right, I'm muting everybody. I'm just waiting for Susan to come in. Oh, it's going to take a minute. All right, so let's just focus on breath for a minute. Just noticing where you are right now, without taking any huge breath, just feeling what your breathing pattern is like, what your sort of normal is, tuning into that for a second, just feeling where you are. And then inhale, open, reach out, gathering in whatever breath you need, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale. I've got my assistant in here today. Probably he won't stay very long. Inhale, lift, exhale, inhale, open, fill up, expand, exhale, shake out, shake out, shake out, let it go. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, moving your shoulders. See if you can get a little forward, backward swing as well. So it's not just up and down, but there's some forward, backward, some side, side in your shake. A shake full of diverse movement, diversity. And then come back to your breath. We're going to inhale up for 6 counts, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up. 2, 3. We're going to change it this time. 5, 6. Stay up. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale up. Think of grounding your energy. 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just want to change our patterns every once in a while so we don't get too locked into any one pattern. Hey, Susan, just going to mute you. Let's do a quick twist, spiraling. You might need to wear sunglasses today because I'm wearing such bright clothes. My advice is when you're taking class, don't look at the screen very much. Just let yourself be in your body so that you're trusting your movement, listening in, taking in the cueing, keeping an eye on it, but not totally focusing too much on me. Let's change this. You're going to do a circle on one side and a circle on the other. So down, up, down, up, down, up. If anything interesting is happening here, like the cats are running around, which may or may not be interesting to you, but I probably will say it, and then you can look. Otherwise, just let yourself be in your body, feeling your own movement, your own experience, just looking when you need to look at the screen. And then coming back in, we're going to do undulations from the bottom up. So bending your knees up through your spine, rippling up. Knees, pelvis, chest, head. And then let's go from the head down to your feet. Really letting your head move forward, chest and shoulders. If you let your shoulders move too, so head and then shoulders, it'll just increase that. But you don't have to. You can also just do it without the shoulders really engaging too much. Yeah, so these ripples and waves are shifting. We're sending patterning through our body. So our brain is picking up a different way of patterning, and we're moving in a kinetic chain. So one joint moves, and then the next area, and then the next area, and the next area. So we're just making sure that we're getting this fluid waving through our body, side to side, with the head first, head through. Staying as sort of flat as you can for the beginning. And feeling that ripple through your spine, head, tail to foot, and then start to add a little forward, backwards, so you can have a more three-dimensional pattern. We have our side, side, a little bit of up, down, a little bit of forward, backward. And then let's come in and circle the pelvis, big circles, lubricating up your hip sockets, letting your feet mobilize around, so your weight is shifting around the sole of your foot. Change direction. And we're going to do circles out to the side with our hands. We're going to do with our thumb up. I'm just going to show you. You're going to start circling, and then you're going to move your thumb towards the back. These are small circles. You can change direction, and thumb comes forward and down. Change direction, circle, arm starts to spiral back, change direction, thumb comes forward and down. Change direction, thumb up and back. So you're really mobilizing that tissue, but in this small way, right? In these small circles with this spiral. Take it back, change and come forward. You could go much slower than me. I'm gonna try a little slower. Just circling, spiraling back, and then changing, spiraling forward, and letting that spiral go all the way from your hand. If we don't do the thumb, if we just spread out our fingers, also good. And then change and circle the other way. Forward. One more time, circling back, reaching out through those ET fingers, all lit up with energy, and then circling forward. Good. And let's go internal rotation and external rotation. So we're moving all of this tissue into our hearts, into our lungs. And the soft tissue, it is our muscles, it is our fascia, which is routed through our muscles. It's tendon, ligaments, joints, not joints. Well, the joints are moving, but tendon, ligaments, all the fluid, squishy, fluid-filled, squishy stuff. But even our bones are fluid-filled. And as we're moving, we're even putting a little bit of torque on the bones. So it's soft tissue, it's bones, it's organs, it's breath, right? There is some space in there where we're filled up and there's not a lot of stuff. So invite that breath in. Not that you're overdoing it, just letting it do what it needs to do. Spiraling out, spiraling in, spiraling out, and opening the chest and lungs, spiraling in. Spiral it out and spiral it in. Good. And let's do a opening up into an X, elbow to knee, crossing, big weight shift, crossing over. And if you want to use your foot more, push off the floor and point your foot. So if I really use my foot, it's doing that. And then I'm getting that extra work in my ankle, calf, and shin by pushing and pointing. And then landing back through the floor from that pointed foot. Especially if we wear shoes most of the time, we want to make sure that our feet are getting some articulation some part of the day where they have to do things. And since we walk around 90% of the time on flat surfaces, our feet don't get much chance to do that kind of differentiated movement. Let's take it to the back. Oops, kicking the cat thing. I am hitting my foot behind me. Weight shift. I feel like I got like little frog legs coming out underneath me with these yellowy green tights, leggings. Okay, and come in. Let's take it down to the floor. If you are following my videos, please like and subscribe. And Beverly, thank you for the money, the donation. All right. The Peapod is here. Let's take our arms out to the side, stretching it over to one side and then the other side. So again, getting that big C curve, and now our pelvis is planted on the ground. Try to keep both sit bones connected to the floor. We're going to change it. You're going to come to one side and exhale, round forward, and inhale, spiral, arch, and open. Exhale, inhale, open, just staying on that one side. Exhale, curving down. Inhale, arching, open. Exhale, curve. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curve. Inhale, arch. And then take it deep down to the side and take it over to the other side. Side stretch, taking it forward on the exhale. Inhale, open. Use your breath. Let the movement of the breath support the movement of your body and vice versa. Right? We always, well, as long as we're alive and fairly healthy, we have access to our own breath support. We can do it better, or we can do it more efficiently and effectively when we bring our awareness into it some of the time. Filling up, exhaling. And then take it deep and inhale, open. Let's go down the middle, taking it down the front, just shifting from side to side. Take as long as you need to make that shift from your tail to your head, feeling that wave, that ripple of movement from the bottom to the top. So breathing is one of the parts of our autonomic nervous system controlled by our vagus nerve, and not entirely, but supported by our vagus nerve, that we do whether we think about it or not. But it's something that we can change if we think about it. So like those types of where we're taking in and then releasing breath, inhaling, filling up, exhaling, letting go. And we start to bring our awareness to that. If we start to balance it out so that our inhale and our exhale are even, like say a 4 count or a 6 count, that's coherent breathing. And that is breath work that will help balance your autonomic nervous system, which means your heartbeat, your heart rate will be more in coherence with your body. Your digestion, all of that stuff comes into alignment. We're not working against our body on the breath level. Change it to the other leg in front, so non-dominant leg goes in front. It's really worth spending time with that, especially as we age. If we start to have high blood pressure or different things, we can learn to downregulate or come into this coherence where our nervous system isn't upregulated, oh, I'm excited, or I'm anxious, or too downregulated, I'm depressed and like have no energy, but in the middle where we have some energy and we have access. We need to be able to downregulate in a healthy way so that we can recover, right? That's our recovery time. That is rest and digest, soothe and settle. In other words, metabolize, process, all that kind of stuff. Taking it to the side, we're going to circle the whole way around. And in order for our body to heal, we have to be able to downregulate, right? We're not healing very well in those upregulated, anxious, or high energy states. Those are usually energy going out, energy up and out. And sometimes with the healing, we need the down and in. And there's like really functional upregulation and really functional downregulation. And then there's more dysfunctional upregulation and dysfunctional downregulation. But when we start to bring the breath into coherence, we're coming into more functional states where our body is going to work with itself, right? So when we think of core support, we should think of our breath being the underlying driver of that core support. So it's not, that's a weird way of, the underlying support of the support system is the breath, is this natural sort of growing and shrinking process. Sometimes people think of core support as just clamping it all down. that is not core support. That is like vice gripping your body, which might help sometimes. Sometimes we might need that activation, but most of the time that's not a healthy pattern to be in. And that's sort of that armoring where we aren't actually going to feel anything. All right, let's take it down to the floor. And if we're not feeling what's going on, it's hard to, every time I've been laying down lately, after doing some movement, my lower back readjusts and it feels so good. Like my sacroiliac and my lumbar spine just go, knees dropping from side to side. And I will say I'm spending a lot more time in the car because I'm choreographing a show in New Jersey right now. And the drive there is about an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm there at least 3 times a week. All that car time is hard on my body. Let's spiral over because of the stillness factor. And it's when we're sitting in cars, it's, I don't know. I have yet to sit in a car that actually feels like it's good for my back. So just be aware if we're in stillness, whether it's at the desk or sitting in the car. I mean, at least at the desk, you can sit kind of vertically in your body, but in the car, that's pretty much impossible. You're always kind of curled in a little. Coming in, and let's leave our hands down. Let's roll up through our spine, vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way up to the top. At the top, you're going to push with your feet. Chest has come towards your chin. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull. Knees go away from your head and roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. At the bottom, you're going to arch, creating space under your middle back. Exhale, flatten it out, roll it all the way up. Inhale, push back, chest to chin. Exhale, pull forward, knees away from your head, roll down through your spine, creating space and mobility inside your torso. Arch, exhale, vertebra by vertebra, rolling up. Inhale, push with your legs, chest to chin. Exhale, pull, knees away from your head, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom and arch. Exhale, flatten it out, roll it up. Curl, push back, pull forward, roll it down. All the way to the floor. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl, roll it up. Inhale, push back. Exhale, pull forward. Hollow, scoop, roll it down. Fill up, arch. So if you were scooping and contracting, now let that release as you arch and open. Then exhale, roll, curl. Let your body do what it needs to do, not adding extra tension. Roll it down through your spine. Release the tension, arch and open. Exhale. So you're releasing the tension in the front of your body in the arch, but you're activating your back a little. And then exhale, curl vertebra by vertebra, roll it up. Inhale, push back. Exhale, pull forward, roll it down through your spine all the way to the floor. Wiggle, S-curve your spine from side to side. Shake it out. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue for a second. Relax your face. Bigger shake, let go of any tension in your body. Now let's take the knees in towards your chest, spiraling, twisting from one side to the other, head away from your tail. So we were working in that sagittal plane pattern while we were rolling up, and now we're in this spiraling pattern. So working across the body. If we were standing, we would call this horizontal, but since we're laying down, it's not, but we're still getting that pattern of the twist in our body. So spiraling through, anytime we're spiraling, we're getting a bit of a contralateral pattern versus when we're in the sagittal, which is usually an upper versus lower, and come in and release that. And when we keep switching these patterns where we're doing something that goes upper versus lower, something that's side to side, something that twists, the tissue is getting much more three-dimensional opportunity to move. And when we have that three-dimensionality in our tissue, the fascia becomes more healthy and coherent, more integrated. The fluids in your body hydrate the fascia, everything is happier. So that's the sales pitch, three-dimensional movement. Let's take one leg up, reach the other one out. 1, 2, 3. Let's flex to circle out and away. Other leg, point 1, 2, 3. Circle it out. So we're getting that circular movement in our hip socket. 1, 2, 3. circle it out. 1, 2, 3, circle it out. 1, 2, 3, circle it out. 1, 2, 3, circle. 1, 2, 3, circle. If you want to drop your head down, go for it. 1, 2. At a certain point, it becomes too much. I'm like, I don't need to curl my chest in anymore. 1, 2, 3, and circle. Last one. 1, 2, 3, circle it out. Open your feet wide, wider than your sticky mat. Internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. Breathing into it again. It's like when we get that kind of spirally movement, we're sort of wringing the tissue, wringing it out, getting that twist, so that when, like if you put a sponge into the water and then you wring it out, and then you, like a sponge, if it's dry, doesn't move very well, right? Sponge needs to be at least moist to move. Everyone loves that word, moist. So we're doing that inside our tissue as we get this spiral in, internal rotation. All right, let's take it up. Happy baby. Free flow your happy baby, wiggle around, listen to your body. What do you want to do? What would feel good? And sometimes, like, we've been so patterned by the gym or different teachers about what to do next, what would feel good, that we're not really listening to our own bodies anymore. So see if like it is the pattern that you move into coming up because that's a habit, or because that's what your body really wants. So start to listen in that way, rolling back and forth. Rounding your spine. This is very interactive with the Peapod class. I used to have a cat named String Beans, and I was living in the city, and I had one room in my apartment completely empty so that I could dance in there. And every time I started dancing, String Beans came in and just had to get involved. Like, he wanted me to pick him up. He wanted to be part of the dance. All right, and these cats are just part of the mat sharing program. Let's take it onto our sides, and knees are bent and feet are together. You're just going to do a clamshell up and down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. We don't want to totally, like, a lot of times classes really emphasize working the hell out of your butts and your rotators, which I just feel like often it's too much work on the internal, external, or the external rotation, not enough work on the internal rotation in a lot of classes. Knees to your chest and then kick back. Knees in, reach it back. In and out. In and out. And feel the legs stretching away from your ribs, right? Reaching out, inner body. Like, I can really feel this movement when I reach into the back space, in my gut body, in my organs, and also in the front of my abs. So I want to get that feeling of that big stretch. I'm not trying to fight against it by pulling in. I am pulling in slightly when I draw in, but then when I stretch back, I'm letting that open up. 3 more. 2. Last one. Yeah, I feel like that's a really important movement for us, to get our legs out behind us into the back space. We spend so much time seated, right, that this can get really shortened. If we aren't opening it up, that tissue is just getting tighter and tighter. And then people wonder why they can't arch back. All right, we're coming in. We're going to do the opposite of the clamshell, turning in, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Grab on, take it back, quad stretch. In that position, internally and externally rotate. Peapod, come here. Hi. She's an awkward kitty. She's really funny. Some cats know how to really snuggle in and, and she doesn't quite get it. She wants attention, she comes in, but she just doesn't quite know how to receive the attention in a snuggly way. She does it she receives it, but in a very awkward way. It's really funny. And then let's stretch the leg up, big stretch. You can straighten your bottom leg if you want. You're gonna grab this leg from the inside and spiral it out. Actually, let's just do that. Let's just reach it out and turn it out and turn it in. Turn it out and turn it in. See how much my pelvis is moving? Turn it out and in, out and in, out and in. Then in the turned out position, take it up, big stretch. And release it. Roll from side to side, mashing out your back, smashing the kitty. Let this massage out your hips and lower back, really relaxed inner body. So you're pouring yourself from side to side, easy and loose, letting go of any tension, any sort of holding, just letting yourself be a body of water, very fluid. And then we're going to flip it around and do the whole thing on the other side. Starting with the clamshell, knees are bent. I feel like clamshells are so funny. Just they're such a sort of ridiculous exercise. And not that they're bad, it's just that they're so like laying on your side doing this. It just seems really ridiculous and sort of 1980s housewife. No offense to any 1980s housewives. Up and down, 3, 4, 5. I've just seen it in a lot of dance where they have people on their side, like doing their stuff, and it just elicits an image to me. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, not unlike this, 13, 14, 15. All right, let's bring it in and kick back. Again, getting that stretch through the front of your body, in and out, in and out. Yeah, it's ladies of leisure who have the time to just work out. In and out, in and out. That's the image. Yeah, getting that stretch. Like I can feel that all the way up here into the top of my, the bottom of my ribs, like the top of my abs. I can totally feel that stretch as it goes back. I feel like that's just really important for us to get that opening up the front of the hip flexor, opening up the organs, moving stuff around. So there's this sliding and gliding of the tissues in our body against each other, but also our organs. So they're not getting gummed up. All right, let's come in and out, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It should kind of feel like nothing. 12, 13, 14, 15, and quad stretch. Take it back. Can move it around a little bit. You want to be feeling the stretch in the front of your leg, maybe the front of your hip flexor. And if you move just a little bit, maybe it shifts the location where you feel the stretch. So try to stay present with that, with like, what am I feeling? What is going on? Staying present with your body while you're working out, feeling into the feeling into sensation. And then you're going to take it up and we'll do that internal and external rotation from the hip, letting the hip really move, hip socket. This movement, I think is really important for that top knob of your femur head, that greater trochanter, to get this internal and external rotation. That is one area on my body, right around the top knob of my femur head, that I feel that gets sore. And if it is, then I need to get more, usually I need more internal rotation and I need to roll around on the floor. All right, let's go for the big stretch. Yeah, I've done a lot of ballet and I haven't stretched out my hips enough. and I haven't rolled around on the floor, rolling over. I mean, I could roll around on a roller, but I feel like the floor is actually often for my body better than the roller. But that's like rolling on a harder surface so that I can just massage it out, pour around the inside of my body without adding a whole lot of tension. All right, let's do something different. Let's do a little bit more abs. We haven't done a whole lot of ab work lately. I mean, all of it is some ab work. We haven't done more intensive ab work. So if you have a block, grab your block. Oh, I know something else I wanted to do. We'll do it after the ab work. If you don't have a block, you could use a towel, you could use nothing. This block is kind of a skinny block. I actually prefer the slightly fatter blocks. They're about another inch or two. But for some reason, I don't ever invest in this stuff. Like I have this because somebody gave it to me. Thank you, Cassie. But it is good to have some of these items. And usually you can get them fairly inexpensively at a place like Marshall's or TJ Maxx. Squeeze your legs together, touch your toes to the floor, arms up over your head, coming up. Let's go up to the top and take it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, open. We're going to add a shh sound, like a be quiet at the library for 5. Shh. Deep breath in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This is a very active, like loud librarian telling the whole room to be quiet. Inhale, exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Let it go. Exhale. Inhale, let your feet release to the floor, and then exhale, point coming up. 2 more. Feet release down, exhale up. Last one. Deep breath. And relax. Oh, now the second thing, just turn your head from side to side, let it go. Wiggle out your body, letting go of tension, right? We don't want to be building in tension patterns that then just hold on, right? We want to strengthen and then relax so that our tissue, our gut body, our abs, all the stuff has like different versions of being. One is very relaxed, one is more engaged, and there's variations in that. Then there's also really stretched out and open. We're not just like one dimensional, I'm always holding the tension, Spock, or it's really Captain Kirk. I am going to tell you what to do now. So let's let that be soft and fluid and easy more than it is engaged and rigid. Let's take the block behind, like it's basically behind my boobs, opening my chest and lungs. So if you really want your tissue to release, making it do less is going to give it more easiness in releasing. Like if I had a bigger block and I'm super duper arched, like that might feel good. I'm getting a stretch, I'm opening up, but it's not as comforting to the tissue as just asking for a small change, right? So we might want to move in these big ways where we're super open, but something like getting that opening with something really small underneath you is probably a better way. So when we're asking our body like to open up, I'll just show you. Here is a little pillow. If I took the pillow instead and then spent some time here, it's much more easy for my body to open. And I don't mean like we're getting these stretches, we're moving fairly quickly. I mean like longer term stuff. Like we want to give our body, like the somatic inquiry practice classes, that's where we're giving our body a chance to release those tensions and start to train in new patterning or train new patterning, bringing it in. So while often like, because I could put it up like this, arch back over that. Oh, I can't, but let's put this on. Let's do this. So now I have 2 things. it's higher, it's more open, but it also isn't super comfortable. So if you go into your position and go, oh, this feels uncomfortable, then take some of the stuff out. Go somewhere where you're like, oh yeah, I could hang out here for a while, where you have a little bit of a change. I'm just talking for the long term. In this class for right now, you might want to do a big one, you might want to do a small one, but just understanding that the benefit of something really small might have a much bigger, long-lasting effect than doing the most intense thing. Having said that, I pole dance, and in my body, that is probably the most intense thing that I do. And I love it. We got to do the intense things too. But for me, this class is really about just building resilience and the capacity to do the harder things, not trying to do the most intense thing. So let's take it we're going to take your hands on the floor in front of you. You're going to see if you can take your knees to the floor and then heels towards the floor, just going back and forth. I'm kind of tight in my calf and Achilles on one side from dancing. So I want to just give that some movement. And then if you feel like this is good and you've got it, you can start to try coming up, take it down, take it forward and back, coming up, down, forward and back. If that's too much, don't do it. You might not even be able to go all the way. This is also okay. Being where you are is fine. We don't want to push it beyond what. At the same time, we do want to push it. You could also use the wall, right, to get that up and downness. But being able to do this as we get older is really healthy and important, because it means we can get up and down. I can get down to the floor easily. I can get up off the floor easily. I could also do it by spiraling. So let's do that. Let's take just get a little mobility work, rolling from side to side. And especially as we age, we want to have diverse practices of movement. Well, all our lives, we want diverse practices of movement, but so that we can move. I fell down, I hurt something. Can I get over to the kitchen? Can I get to the telephone? Can I get to the couch? Can I get to the bathroom? Right? Even if I fell down and hurt something, can I pull myself along in some way? So we want to feel like we have some agency in our body and some capacity for movement. So we're going to go from one side to the other, and then we're going to cross one leg over, hand goes to the floor, butt to the ceiling. Hello, take it down. Other side, cross it over, hand to the floor, push, coming down. I'll show you that from the other side. So you're just coming up, folding down. Little mobility training. If you really felt like you wanted to be exciting, you could then kick up a leg, right? So it's all choose your own adventure, but see if you can get some more action. You could even just pick up the leg and then fold it underneath you, come around, pick up the leg, fold it underneath you and around. One more time each side, pick it up. And coming down and in. So I noticed like, oh, we did that exercise. That warmed me up more than anything else, right? When we're really moving our body, mobilizing, good stuff. All right. Let's come onto our bellies. We're going to do something. We're just going to roll actually. So arms are going to go up over your head. You're going to come onto your belly and then roll onto the other side. You can push with your leg, rolling like a log across your mat. Right, another way of moving. You could roll if you needed to, right? So you want to just make sure that these ideas are in there. Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up, but can I roll? Probably would hurt a lot if you had broken your hip or something like that to roll. However, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's your ankle and you can't walk, but you can roll. All right. I'm sorry to talk about that. It's just that I know like my dad fell down and broke his hip in the basement of his house. And he had a lot of problems with his spine. He had spinal stenosis and he had like tuberculosis of the spine when he was a kid. Like he'd had all sorts of intense stuff. So anyway, things went bad. But if he had moved more, and I was trying to get him to move more, all that before that happened, after it happened, he just wasn't into it. He was like kind of lazy, didn't want to. So he lived for another 2 years. But like, this is what happens when people get older. They break something and then they aren't going to be around much longer if they haven't been working on mobility. Preaching to the choir, I know. All right, let's come up onto hands and knees. And we are going to take your butt back, chest to the floor, elbows out to the side, all the way down. You're going to reach the whole thing out and up, bring it back in, arch up, and take your butt back. Child's pose, chest to the floor, butt to the ceiling, coming through, lifting the whole thing up, dropping it back down, arching, curling, taking it back. Chest to the floor, diving through, lift it up, drop it down, push, curl, take it back. Chest to the floor. One more time. Taking it down, lifting it up, arch up. This time just stay in the arch, bend your knees. Bend and straighten your knees a couple of times. And then taking it back to your child's pose. Wiggle around, breathe into your body. Breathe into your lungs. And then come, I know, that cat actually, I feel like on screen, the white cat looks bigger than he is. He is big. I think it's just in my brain, I think of him as being smaller because he was such a little baby when we got him. All right, we're gonna do tricep push-ups. So I'm gonna do, and then with a pop off or a drop down in between. So it's either tricep push-up, pop up your knees, drop them down, or you can do them all with your knees off the floor, drop down between each one. I'm not gonna demonstrate it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it to a downward dog. Feel the back of your body pushing out. So you can sink your, let's do this. I'm going to show it to you. Come down so you can see. Just going to show it to you this way. You're going to push and then widen. Push shoulder blades to your ears and then widen. Push and widen. Join me and widen. Pushing through and widen, mobilizing your shoulder blades on your back, up to your ears, and then widening out. Up to your ears, widen it out. Push and widen, and last one, push and come all the way down. So one thing that I've noticed teaching kids is that they're not really good at reaching all the way through their arms or their legs, right? It might be there. So finding that's fascia, right? Our fascia and our nervous system don't know our edge. That's our kinesthetic realm, our possibilities for movement. And if we don't use it and explore the space, it might as well not exist for us. So we want to like really have a big, huge realm of possibility in our body for movement, which isn't saying that we're super flexible necessarily. It's just that we're aware of these possibilities all around our body. Breathing in, letting go. Let's take it back down to our bellies. Regular old Pilates swimming, arching up, paddling away. Breathing into it. Take your hands next to your chest. Arch and open. Oh, there's a squirrel in the tree, and the cats are both sitting there looking out the window at the squirrel, and they're all like deadlocked. Take it down, round your spine. The squirrel sees the cats, and he's not sure what to do. Through the window, look under one armpit, look under the other. And let's come up to all fours again. Open your hands wide, circles, chest, lungs, and heart. Dropping down and then pushing up. And change direction. Coming in. And so that movement also, like, we're not just hydrating tissue, and that we're moving lymphatic fluid, we're squeezing out like stuff that's stuck in there, we're clearing out the toxins, or the things that we just need to compost within our bodies. Squirrel has left. All right, let me do a quick time check. Great, let's do 2 more things and then we'll be done. Let's do a side plank with your knees bent, elbow on the floor, reaching back, pulling in. 1, 2, 3, arching and curling. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it around to the other side. Up and down. 1, 2, or arching and curling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it down. We're going to come back to the first side. Involve the clamshell with the side plank. You're going to have your elbow underneath you. Both knees are bent. You're going to inhale up and exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just one more. 10. Butt down. Swing the legs around to the other side. Get it underneath you. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And take it down. Open it out. Big straddle. I said we were going to be done, but we're still going to stretch. Side stretch, rib cage, lungs opening up. Breathe, long spine, opening, opening, opening. Turn and face your leg. Come back to the side stretch and inhale, open. Over to the other side. Side stretch, breathe. Turn and face your leg. Side stretch. Inhale, open. Let's go once down the center. Bend your knees if you need to. Breathe. And then come up. Use your arms to help your legs come in. Shake it out, jostle it out. Let the muscles come back to neutral. Let's just go one knee over the other. Other foot is flexed out in front of you, taking it forward and down. Breathing into it. Big breathing in your body. Breathing into every cell, bringing it up. Foot is going to come just put next to your knee, spiral towards that leg. Get tall. And then spiral against the leg, other way. And release. Scramble, unscramble, shake it out. Other knee over your knee, take it straight down, breathe into it, melt. Letting go, softening. And then come up, foot in, spiral towards the leg, twist, breathe. And go the other way. Come in, bang it out, rotate in and out. Slide your feet underneath you, take your butt to the ceiling, let your head hang down. Bend your knees if you want to. Let's open the feet wide, shifting from one side to the other. Letting go. And then come into center and roll it all the way up. So we were made to move, right? We were made to be in movement. And in this, through technology and through lots of other things, we've learned ways of not moving, not moving, not moving. But 200 years ago, our life would have been a very different situation in what we had to do physically in movement just to exist, right? Now we have to do almost none of that, almost nothing. So this is horrific for our bodies. We're not meant to be in stillness. We're meant to move a lot. Inhale, open, exhale. So like taking a big walk every day or a short walk or something where you're getting outside, seeing nature, doing these classes, swimming, doing other things, dancing, like you should have a big variety. It's like vegetables, lots of variety for your body. And if you are following, thanks so much for coming, like, subscribe.